April 1st, a day for laughter, a day for tricks. It's a day when the world seems to turn upside down, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. People from all walks of life come together to share in the joy of harmless deception, creating memories that last a lifetime. A day for harmless pranks and good-natured fun. From the classic whoopee cushion to elaborate hoaxes, the spirit of April Fool's Day is one of creativity and camaraderie. It's a time when laughter is the universal language, bridging gaps and bringing people closer together. April Fool's Day, as it's known around the world, is a day where the usual rules of social engagement are playfully suspended, and we allow ourselves to be momentarily fooled by friends, family, and even the media. Newspapers publish outrageous stories, and television shows air segments that leave us questioning reality, all in the name of fun. But where did this peculiar tradition originate? The history of April Fool's Day is as intriguing as the pranks themselves. To understand its roots, we must journey back through time, exploring the customs and cultures that may have given rise to this whimsical holiday. The origins of April Fool's Day are shrouded in mystery and speculation. Some believe it dates back to ancient Roman festivals like Hilaria, celebrated at the end of March, where people would dress up in disguises and mock fellow citizens and even magistrates. Others trace it to the change from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar in the 16th century, when those who continued to celebrate the new year on April 1st were labelled fools. Historians and folklorists have proposed various theories, tracing its roots back to ancient festivals, calendar changes, and medieval customs. In medieval Europe, the Feast of Fools was a popular festival held in late December, where social norms were inverted and revelry reigned supreme. This spirit of topsy-turvy fun may have influenced the development of April Fool's Day. Despite the lack of a definitive answer, the exploration of these potential origins offers a fascinating glimpse into the evolution of humour and tradition across different cultures and time periods. From the playful antics of ancient Rome to the jesters of medieval courts, the desire to laugh and make others laugh is a timeless human trait. Join us as we delve into the annals of history to uncover the possible beginnings of this light-hearted holiday. Through the lens of historians and the pages of ancient texts, we will piece together the story of April Fool's Day, celebrating the joy and laughter it continues to bring to our lives. One theory links April Fool's Day to ancient Roman festivities. The Romans were known for their elaborate and joyous celebrations, and one such festival was Hilaria. This festival was dedicated to Cybele, the mother goddess, and was celebrated around March 25th. During Hilaria, the Romans would engage in various activities that brought joy and laughter to the community. The Romans celebrated Hilaria, a festival dedicated to Cybele, the mother goddess, around March 25th. This festival was a time for the community to come together and partake in various forms of entertainment. People would dress up in elaborate costumes and masks, creating an atmosphere of mystery and fun. Hilaria involved masquerades, rejoicing, and a playful mocking of authority. The festival allowed people to temporarily step out of their everyday roles and indulge in a bit of harmless fun. This playful mocking of authority figures was a way for the community to let off steam and enjoy a sense of freedom, even if just for a short while. Could this ancient festival, with its emphasis on merriment and disguise, be a distant ancestor of our modern April Fool's Day? The similarities are intriguing, as both celebrations involve a sense of playfulness and a break from the norm. The idea of disguising oneself and engaging in light-hearted pranks is a common thread that runs through both Hilaria and April Fool's Day. Another possible connection can be found in India, where the festival of Holi is celebrated around the same time. Holi is a vibrant and colourful celebration that marks the arrival of spring. It is a time when people come together to celebrate the triumph of good over evil and to welcome the new season with joy and enthusiasm. Holi is a vibrant celebration of spring marked by the throwing of coloured powders and water. The streets come alive with people of all ages participating in this joyous event. The air is filled with laughter and the vibrant hues of the powders, creating a scene of pure delight and festivity. The playful spirit and trickery associated with Holi share similarities with April Fool's Day traditions. During Holi, people often engage in playful pranks and tricks, adding an element of surprise and fun to the celebrations. This sense of mischief and joy is reminiscent of the pranks and jokes that are a hallmark of April Fool's Day, suggesting a possible cultural connection between the two festivals. Perhaps the most popular theory links April Fool's Day to the adoption of the Gregorian calendar in 1582. This was a monumental shift in how time was measured and celebrated across Europe. The Gregorian calendar was introduced by Pope Gregory XIII to correct the inaccuracies of the Julian calendar, which had been in use since 46 BC. Before that, much of Europe followed the Julian calendar, which marked New Year's Day at the end of March. This calendar was named after Julius Caesar and had been the standard for centuries. However, it had a flaw. It miscalculated the length of the solar year by 11 minutes. Over centuries, this small error accumulated, causing the calendar dates to drift out of sync with the seasons. The Gregorian calendar moved New Year's Day to January 1st. This change was part of a broader effort to realign the calendar with the equinoxes and solstices, ensuring that Easter would be celebrated at the correct time of year. The shift was not just a simple date change, it required the omission of 10 days from the calendar to correct the drift. Some people were slow to adapt to this change. In an era without modern communication, news travelled slowly, and many people continued to follow the old Julian calendar out of habit or ignorance. This led to a period of confusion and inconsistency in how dates were observed. They continued to celebrate the new year in late March. These individuals, often referred to as April Fools, were seen as out of touch with the new system. Their adherence to the old calendar made them the target of jokes and ridicule. Others, already aware of the calendar change, mocked these April Fools by playing pranks on them. This practice of trickery and jesting became a tradition, evolving into what we now know as April Fool's Day. The pranks ranged from simple jokes to elaborate hoaxes, all aimed at highlighting the folly of those who clung to the old ways. This theory suggests that April Fool's Day emerged from the confusion and resistance surrounding a significant calendar reform. It highlights how a seemingly small change in the way we measure time can have lasting cultural impacts, creating traditions that endure for centuries. Medieval Europe offers another possible origin for April Fool's Day. During the Middle Ages, a festival known as the Feast of Fools was celebrated in some parts of Europe. This boisterous festival involved the inversion of social roles, with commoners dressing as clergy and mocking religious rituals. The Feast of Fools, with its emphasis on revelry and subversion, might have influenced the development of April Fool's Day. The tradition of playing pranks and mocking authority figures aligns with the spirit of this medieval festival. Section 5, April Fool's Day goes global. Regardless of its exact origins, April Fool's Day spread throughout Europe and beyond. By the 18th century, it had become a popular custom in England and its American colonies. The tradition continued to evolve, with new pranks and tricks emerging over time. Today, April Fool's Day is celebrated in numerous countries, each with its own unique twists on the tradition. From elaborate media hoaxes to simple pranks played among friends and family, the spirit of April Fool's Day transcends cultural boundaries. Section 6, Notable April Fool's Day Pranks. Over the centuries, April Fool's Day has inspired countless pranks, some more memorable than others. In 1957, the BBC aired a report about a bumper crop of spaghetti trees in Switzerland. Viewers flooded the BBC with calls, eager to learn how to grow their own spaghetti. In 1996, Taco Bell announced it had purchased the Liberty Bell and renamed it the Taco Liberty Bell. Outraged citizens called to express their disapproval, only to be relieved and perhaps a little disappointed to learn it was an April Fool's Day joke. Section 7, April Fool's Day in the media. The media has embraced April Fool's Day, using it as a day to entertain and engage audiences with playful hoaxes. Newspapers, radio stations, websites and social media platforms all participate in the fun. Some media pranks are harmless and humorous, while others push the boundaries of believability. While these media pranks are intended to be light-hearted, they also highlight the importance of critical thinking and media literacy, especially in the age of misinformation. Section 8. The psychology of a good prank. What makes a good April Fool's Day prank? A successful prank should be surprising, creative, and ultimately harmless. It should elicit laughter and amusement, not anger or embarrassment. The best pranks are often those that play on expectations, subverting the familiar in unexpected ways. A good prank should be memorable, leaving a lasting impression on both the prankster and the pranked. Section 9. Conclusion, a timeless tradition. April Fool's Day, with its ancient and uncertain origins, has evolved into a beloved global tradition. It's a day when we celebrate our capacity for laughter, playfulness, and light-hearted deception. While the pranks and celebrations may change over time, the spirit of April Fool's Day remains timeless. So, on April 1st, embrace the spirit of the day, share a laugh, play a harmless prank, and remember the enduring human need for humor and revelry.